It's the Mike Tech Show, show number 777. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the podcast. I'm your host, Mike Smith. Thank you very much for downloading and subscribing to the show. Please visit the main website at miketechshow.com. You can email me questions and suggestions for show topics at miketechshow@gmail.com. You can leave me a voicemail message on Skype. The name is Mike Tech Show, all one word. Follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Mike Tech Show, and also facebook.com/Mike Tech Show. This show is brought to you by Instant House Call, robust remote support for IT pros and MSPs, providing unattended and on-demand remote access. Try it free by clicking on the link at miketechshow.com on the left-hand side, or go right to instanthouseCall.com. When you download the trial, remember to use the promo code MikeTechShow for your free 15-day trial. Got a great show lined up. We're going to talk about my new YouTube channel, give it a little push, a follow-up on Windows 10 printing, client stories, some MS Office install tips, and my number 2 son, Ryan, contributed an Android crash tip when he had a problem this week and what fixed it. So have a link for that for all you Android users if you run into this. So I have been finalizing the YouTube channel, and a huge thank you as I torment Photo Ray, and he does an incredible job of taking the orange behind the microphone logo and matching the orange that's on the banner at miketechshow.com or mikenation.net, and also the banner, he made it where we could use it as the banner on the YouTube channel, and he's done a great job work, and I really, Photo Ray to the rescue, and that was great. We now have more consistency with all the graphics. So now I've added a link for every video posted. And I went back and posted I posted all of the videos that I recorded since the beginning of 2021. Now, they had copyrighted music, even though I have the permission for Rob Coslow. It was flagged as a restriction, and I was able to trim the end. Now, they didn't complain about the beginning, but the restriction at the end, and I was able to trim that. And it was pretty easy with YouTube's help. So now all the videos up there are legit and free of any restrictions, and very, very happy. So will I go back and go through the process of adding other videos? I don't know. I have the videos. We'll see. May make them available at some time. But it's a lot of work updating it and letting it then convert to HD. Then I got to wait until it's flagged. Then I got to trim. It's a process. So if you want to, please, I hope help me out. If you are a listener, to subscribe to the channel and on YouTube, and that's just youtube.com/Michael Smith MTS, MICHAEL SMITH MTS, all one word. If you go there, click subscribe, and I really appreciate that. All right, on to the rest of the show. More Windows 10 blue screens. Oh man, what a nightmare having that update. And then there's been other updates that are not fixing it. So one of the links for tonight is they're rolling out another fix, KB 500-1649. And the printer fixing roller coaster continues as Microsoft is once again rolled out an out-of-band update to help users. And it's not helping all my users. I know that because I've guinea pigged a couple. So They released a fix KB 500 1567, and guess what? It's got problems. So they had to release KB 500 1649. Right now, the Windows update process at Microsoft is a mess. It is an utter mess, and we have to be careful. As a matter of fact, I think for the next round of updates, even in April, I'm going to give it a try on a couple test systems, and if things aren't right, I'm going to pause them again. And, I know we're at risk of 0-day security problems, and I don't know. You got to weigh the security issue versus blue screening. Well, if they can't use their computer, you got to update. So, you got to pause the updates. Anyway, it's a, risk versus rewards. But now this 1567, if you want to be bold, it's listed as an optional quality update. I did it on my system here. I made sure I had good backups. I had a good restore point. So I didn't mind guinea pigging here and one of my test systems in Pennsylvania. So I went through all that. And anyway, I have a Bleeping Computer article that will be in the show notes to check it out and read more about what's going on. As a matter of fact, later in the show, I have another Bleeping Computer update. So let's keep going. So now, little problems that I had to work on other than backing out that bad update and pausing the updates for Windows. We're still getting stragglers calling in with problems. Firefox locked up. A client called me in a panic. They use Firefox all the time, and it seems like the update got locked. And this is an easy fix most of the time. Just go into Task Manager, and you can just right-click on the toolbar. And this is for your, I guess, non-geek, non-tech who maybe is listening. And you can go to Task Manager and then look at what's running, the processes. Find anything Firefox, right-click, and end task. And I noticed there was an update there. So end it, task. And when I finally ended the one task, Firefox launched, and it finished the update. We restarted it. It was very good. But it looks like during the update, it locked up. So beware of the latest update for Firefox. And let me see. I'm always at the latest, greatest. So I am checking right now, going help about. And, it's up to date, and it's 87.0. So that is the latest, greatest Firefox. Make sure, be careful. I had no issue, but I have a client with an issue. Printer setup for client. Now, this small law firm, they always call me, which I love. Their own retainer. They call me for problems. I enjoy helping them. They have lots of projects and all kinds of work, and we answer right away. So why did they decide not to call us when they bought a new desktop printer for the receptionist? Why would they decide to do this themselves? Now, it sounds easy. It's just going to be USB, HP printer, plug it in. No, they messed with trying to get the drivers, and they really didn't even have to. And the drivers were all wrong. Man, they messed things up. So they finally called me, and I remoted in. I said, let's unplug the printer and let me check out what's going on. So there were multiple instances of the printer. I removed them. I had to clear the print queue. So, of course, you got to stop the printer service, then go into Windows System 32, spool, printers, anything in there, delete it. There were 69 stuck files in the queue. So I deleted them, restarted the service. Then, after everything was removed, I said, plug the printer back in. And you want to know, I went to the Windows 10 printers and devices, and it automatically added with no issues, no problem. I was like, I made it the default because that's what she wants as the default. Print test pages, everything's printing good. That's all they really had to do. So just that was just interesting that we're not getting calls all the time. And there's another story that I'm going to talk about next week where they allowed someone to do something on their Microsoft 365 admin. Why? Why would you let a non-IT person loose on that admin? And they messed things up, and that's what I spent last night and today fixing everything. So I didn't even have time to like document all that to talk about it tonight. So this week, my son went on a new client data gathering. Now, what that means, brand new client, and we want to get a report on all the computers and the server. So what I want is an SIW report for every system. I want them to run the network scan on the network just to get a report on all the devices. I want them to take pictures of everything in the network closet, get hard copies of their bills for internet, for phone. It just gives me a great basis to do an analysis on what they should be doing. They have an older server that's running Microsoft SBS 2008. Now, in order to do work and going forward, it looks like they're going to be a retainer client. While we had the chance, I had my son put unattended instant house call on every computer, including the server. Now, he has his SIW, the latest version. He tried running that on the server. It wouldn't run. Just everything he tried, it wouldn't run. But he was not aware of something that I remembered. So he left and we talked after he got back to the office, and I said, instant house calls on the server. I said, I'll remote in tonight and I will try to run an SIW. One of the nice things about the registered version of SIW is they have an XP, SIWXP.exe for older systems. I ran that. I right-clicked, run as administrator on the server. It took a long time, but it ran, and I got my HTML full report on the server. And that was great because it just allows me to gather all that and make the proper recommendations for where they want to be and where they're heading, a security assessment on everything. And I'm now armed and I'm working on that report. Got to finish that tonight. I want to get it in their hands before the weekend, but just been insanely busy. I was mentioning before the show, about 20 minutes before the show started, got an email where I sent the quote just only a couple hours ago, and it was approved for 3 new computers, 6 monitors, and 3 of the dual monitor stands. And this is a small financial advisor where they took all of their work computers home to work from home. And now as they head back, they were like, let's leave everything at home and let's buy new computers. So there's 5 people. We did the first 3 we just ordered, and then I'll order 2 more probably in a few weeks. But these are nice little orders coming in. And I have really a new client that's a medical office, and I will talk in more details down the road about this, but I have a large amount of laptops to purchase, and some other items. And I'll start to talk about that and the HIPAA compliance that needs to happen, and the software that I am now using that will really help for HIPAA and FINRA compliance. I'm not talking about it yet. I'm trying to become a reseller of it. And once I do, I will do a show dedicated to that, because I think it would help everybody that's running into this. It does a lot more than antivirus, anti-ransomware. It does a lot more. And the reporting, and just an awesome piece of software that I've ran into. And I can't wait to be able to resell it. So that's for the systems, the project. If there was a Tech Vets, I was going to talk about that in more detail, my process of analyzing and gathering the information to do an analysis of someone's network and their office. And we couldn't do a Tech Vets last night. We are going to do one next week. Everything as it's happening. Hopefully, Carrie and my schedule will work out for next Wednesday. So it seems like we're doing something every other week, which is way more than we've done in the past. So you got to be happy about that. Interesting. So the computer giant Acer got hit by a $50 million ransomware attack. That's right, Acer. And I got to follow up more on this story, but this is the link I'm going to have in the show notes from Bleeping Computer. And it's just very, very interesting that R Evil is the team that did the attack, and they're demanding $50 million. Now, Acer employs 7,000 people. It's a $7.8 billion company, and they were attacked. Everything, they started leaking their financial spreadsheets, bank balances, and bank communications, and then encrypted everything. So it's an interesting read. Take a look at it. And anybody is vulnerable. And that's why we have to do everything we can to stop it. I have a triple protection, and I don't even know if that's going to be enough. I have my Acronis, I have my Malwarebytes Premium, and I also have Crypto Prevent. And I've been lucky. I haven't had any, any hits with ransomware. Clients that I don't have every client like that. I have the Crypto Prevent and Malwarebytes on most of my clients. And then this new software I'm going to talk about in the coming weeks that I'm putting, which is, a lot more expensive and more for, they're going to be, you really have that heavy compliance. So take a look at that, and just is a good reminder for keeping everything up to date, making sure your antivirus, your anti-ransomware is all up to date. So now, interesting story. Got a call from someone who ran into a trouble where multiple versions of Office were running on the system for one of their clients. And there's a rule of thumb that I want to remind everybody and communicate to everybody, but your clients aren't going to listen because they don't realize this. Whatever version of Office that you may have, if you're installing another version, you must fully remove the old version. Don't worry, your documents are fine. Even your Office, your Outlook settings are fine. Uninstall the old version, then install the new version after a reboot. Then you're fine. So remember that whenever you're in the process of doing an upgrade. I have never had success. There may be a couple instances out there of someone getting lucky, but you cannot have multiple versions of Office running properly together. They don't coexist properly. And clients get confused anyway. They don't know which version they're in. Trust me, I've tried it. It doesn't work. So make sure uninstall old versions, then new version, and you will be fine. An uptick of Outlook problems. And yeah, real quick, Dexter in the chat suggests taking off trialware too. Yes. When we get any system that we're setting up for someone new and there's a trial version of Office, I uninstall it. And then some of them, if you get the Dell, they get that, you get the French, Spanish, and English versions. We remove them all and then go to the proper install portal at office.com for that user and download the appropriate Office 365 and then sign in with their legitimate account. That is the way to do it. But we always remove the trial version. We never leave it. We never try to activate that. We see it, we remove it. Dexter, great reminder as we're talking about Office. Android. Going to finish up with this story. My son kept crashing his Android. The apps just kept crashing. And you have to update WebView and Chrome for the permanent fix. So if you have consistent app crashing on an Android, you will like this, like it's titled a public service announcement for fixing this. And you have to open the Play Store, search for Android System WebView, select Update. If it doesn't say Update, skip this step and repeat the steps for Google Chrome, and it will fix everything. This is a great little article. I know Ryan called me and let me know that this was happening, and I said, "Ooh, you got it fixed?" He said, "Yeah, it's all fixed." I said, "Email me that fix because that's a perfect mention for the show." And I said, "That's excellent." All right. So if you buy anything from Amazon, please go to MikeNation.net. There is a link in every show notes for each show to support the show. Click on that Amazon link. Carrie Holzman and I share that link and split it. You support not only the Mike Tech Show, you support Tech Vets, you support Carrie's YouTube channel, my YouTube channel now. So that's a great way. Your price stays the same. Click on that before you add the items to the cart. It'll take you back to Amazon. Now we're going to get a credit for anything you buy. It's a very small commission, but it adds up. We get thousands of people using it. Then it really helps. It makes a difference. And we thank everybody for supporting the show using the Amazon link. Also, Fab's Auto Backup. My son tomorrow will be at a church who bought 2 new systems from us, and he will be using Fab's to transfer everything from the one system for the pastor and then for the admin person, their system, and get that all squared away. And it's Fab's Auto Backup 7 Pro to the rescue. That's going to help and make that job very, very easy. We really appreciate you using my affiliate link if you're going to buy that. Instant House Call. Remember, go to instanthousecall.com. If you're an IT pro or an MSP, you got to have it. Check it out. Use the promo code Mike Tech Show. That's it for tonight's show. I hope to see you back here next week. Same time, same channel. Bye-bye, everybody.